So we've done about grafting and what that's all about in a previous video. This is the sort of how-to, and the most difficult part is doing the actual cuts. It's actually quite a dangerous part. I've got a pair of grafting tools. These are like French secateurs. So you've got these here for snips, for cutting the scions and making the cuts on your rootstocks. And then I don't know whether you can see inside there where the orange is. There's a special shaped blade that comes in that will create the union. So it's a little bit like wood joinery, where you join two different pieces together. It becomes stronger because you've created a certain type of joint. So let's say that this was the rootstock. So you've got to imagine it's got roots on the bottom. What I would do with this one is I would make sure that we have the saddle graft. It runs that way, so that when it sits on top, it's gravity that's holding it together. It is the pressure between the 2 points that makes the cambium layer bind and fuse together. So that's the most important thing. So we're going to use gravity to help that happen. So on this one here, I'm going to do on the rootstock, I'm going to create the saddle for the scion to sit on, cutting through it. And so there we go, we've created that. And then this one is the one that's going to sit on the top. So the most important thing now is to look at where there's a bud, and that will be the next branch. So what I'm going to do is take it off a slope so the water runs off away from the bud, and that protects it. And then at the bottom here, what we want to do is to create the saddle for it. So we know it's the right way up because you can see that the bud is pointing upwards on willow, which is what this one is. Buds are alternate, and they have like a sharp point that always tells you which way it needs to go up. And then it's a matter of placing it back inside there to create the saddle. Well, we've created the saddle here on the rootstock. This is for like the legs, if someone riding a horse on a saddle. These are the legs that go either side. So we've created that, and hopefully that union, there's a nice good tight joint there. So you can see there's the join there as I turn it round. So it comes off and joins together like that, and that's a nice tight joint. And then what we're ready then to do is to wrap that in the florist tape, and then we can put a little bit of that gooey rubber compound on to seal it, to stop anything from going in and giving it a disease. So that's one type of cut, one type of graft, which is like a saddle graft. The next one is one called a whip and tongue. And so I can show you with this one with apple trees, which I'll show you in the next video.